I may be going a little bit kind of against my own grain here, kind of contradicting what I said before, but as I said, with The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe, I kind of felt like if they were going to parody Narnia, they should have gone in whole hog, similar to how they did in A Christmas Carol. However, I might actually contradict that with the next Christmas special, The Snowmen. Because while Christmas Carol went whole hog and literally showed Doctor Who does A Christmas Carol, and I felt The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe didn't really go far enough, The Snowmen seems to strike a happy balance in that if you know what to look for, it's not immediately obvious, but it's actually kind of a very clever Doctor Who parody episode of Mary Poppins. And it's a pretty good one. Not the strongest Christmas special, but it's still a pretty good one. So the Doctor has recently lost his friends Amy and Rory, and has decided to kind of retire and has moved to kind of London in 1892. Just retire and not be the universe's greatest hero. However, things become a little bit uneasy with there's a new man in town called Dr. Simeon, played by Richard E. Grant. He is seemingly operating under mysterious circumstances along with a mysterious partner of his, and he is working to do some things that will ultimately result in the end of humanity with killer snowmen. And along the way, the Doctor encounters a mysterious barmaid named Clara, who is also a nanny to a pair of children belonging to children of a kind of landowner. So the parody of Mary Poppins in here is actually kind of clever. It's not kind of stated outright, but then if you piece everything together, it does make for rather a good kind of parody episode. In that the Doctor is living on a cloud in order to isolate himself from humanity. The Mary Poppins figure herself, Clara, apparently disappears from being a nanny for a while in order to kind of cover a barmaid shift for somebody else. So she kind of mysteriously disappears and then reappears. And then kind of towards a kind of crucial point in the episode, she uses an umbrella in order to ascend to the clouds, i.e. she uses the umbrella to hook down the Doctor's ladder in order to get up there. So it's a very kind of clever parody of Mary Poppins, even if it doesn't state it is. I mean, as I said here, you've got a pretty good cast. Matt Smith, once again back, great as the 11th Doctor. All this really had to be was a Christmas episode that sets up Clara, Jenna Coleman's character. She'd already been kind of partially set up with Asylum of the Daleks earlier in the season, but yeah, this was another one that kind of had set her up, and it does go quite well. Once again, Jenna Coleman is kind of a fresh take with the character, and she does pretty well. You've also, as I said, got Richard E. Grant as the mysterious Dr. Simeon, and you've even got Ian McKellen as the Great Intelligence. Ian McKellen is one of these people who I think they had to get him into Doctor Who sooner or later, even if it was just for one minor role. And with here, I think he does the kind of voice of the Great Intelligence quite well, kind of usually in the background, but then when he takes centre stage, it's like, oh crap. Yeah, and he really brings it. Yeah, I'm glad they managed to get Ian McKellen for that role. And you've also got the return of a fan favourites, the Paternoster Gang. They're played by Neve McIntosh, Catherine Stewart, and Dan Starkey as Strax. I mean, they had appeared the previous year in A Good Man Goes to War, and it's great to see them back in this episode. They would go on to appear later in Series 7 and the first episode of Peter Capaldi's era. And yeah, it's great to see them in this episode. Many people have said that they want a Paternoster Gang kind of spin-off, and I can definitely see why. They're definitely a very enjoyable part of it. So yeah, The Snowmen it's a very clever parody, and that while while I still think the best 11th Doctor Christmas special was A Christmas Carol, and I didn't feel that the Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe went quite far enough, the Snowmen manages to kind of strike a happy balance. Another kind of reference that they did to the Mary Poppins story is that in it, the father figure, Captain Latimer, says kind of, well, children are not really my area of expertise. They're not really my area. And then, by the end of the story, she said, your children, they're afraid. Comfort them. It's like, not really my area, it is now. And yeah, they do it kind of very cleverly. And yeah, so overall, I think the episode is pretty good. It's a pretty good Doctor Who Christmas special, and a pretty good parody of Mary Poppins, as subtle as it may be. I think it's good. Anyway, next up on the Doctor Who Christmas Marathon, or Festive Marathon, The Time of the Doctor, Matt Smith's last Christmas special, and his last episode. How will that go? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Till then, see ya.